Okay guys, how you going? I wanted to just quickly show you something before I head out for the day in relation to the Amazon flips. So this is really cool. I've picked a category. In this case I've picked something simple. Just I'll show you what I've picked. It is toys and games, action figures and statues, action figures. Okay, so in this particular case, I'm looking to add some things to my Keepa tracking so that I get alerts to let me know when particular items are back in stock by Amazon that I might want to grab using my business account and then flip by reselling using FBA. So I've done 100 pages. It did get through them pretty quickly, and I only really wanted to use this top filter down the bottom here, which is show if the average new price when Amazon is out of stock is at least, in this case I put 1.7, but normally we're looking for something a bit higher than that. But at least 1.7 times the average Amazon sale price. I stuck a couple more filters in here. The main one is only analyze if Amazon has been in stock 40% or less in the last 60 days. Because I want to see stuff where Amazon hasn't been in stock that much, and they're only just popping back into stock and then they're running out of stock. They're popping back into stock, they're running out of stock. And I want to analyze those and see whether we can find some with some good demand. Okay, so I've also removed any products where the average new sale price is less than $14. Removed products with more than 150 sellers and removed ranks over 400,000. Now these are fairly soft filters. You might want to strengthen those up a bit, lower that rank, lower that amount of sellers, increase the average new sale price. And I've done calculate the average Amazon sale price during the last 60 days as my algorithm there for what to use in this bottom filter. So where it says show if the average new sale price was Amazon is out of stock is at least 1.7 times the average Amazon sale price, that's the average Amazon sale price during the last 60 days. Okay, so let's check what the results were here. Now, the first graph, you can see that our little green lantern friend here is actually in stock with Amazon right now. Now, if I go to a month view, you can see that it's been in stock now for over a week, and when it's out of stock, it seems to be selling at around about that $25 mark. Now Keepa unfortunately doesn't show you if it's an MF seller and what the shipping prices are, because if it did, often this line would be a little bit higher. So we're actually looking at that, but for now that's the way that things are. So anyway, you can buy that right now at $11.99 if we check the Amazon current price over here. But the fact that it's been in stock for a week makes me wonder whether or not they are going to continually be in stock for a while. So that's one to maybe watch before necessarily buying. I'm more interested in something like this one here. So the next one that it's found, I'm going to drill right into 7 days here and have a closer look. You can see that a couple of times a week for moments only, it pops back into stock at $11, around about $11 or $10.50. Okay, and then it's currently selling for $21.14. So there may not be enough margin in this one to have a look at, but you can see that historically it's even been up around this $30 to $35 mark when it's out of stock. So I'm going to just take that over to Keepa and just check and see how many people are selling it at the moment. Alright, so this might be part of the problem here. If you look at this second graph down the bottom here, this will show us what the new offer count is. And in this higher sort of bracket, we've got a new offer count in the sort of mid-30s, people selling it. Now recently, I guess this has been identified as a good item to track. Maybe it's been posted on a couple of Facebook groups, and it's climbing. The number of people who are grabbing it when it sells out is increasing that new offer count, and it's also having an effect on the price, and you can see the price is starting to come down. So this might be one that you decide to avoid because the trends are showing that eventually there won't be any profit in this, especially if more and more people track this. But it does help us to get a little closer to the one that we do want. And when you're scanning hundreds of pages, you know that after a while you're going to be reaching territory that other people have not yet explored. Okay, it's a Sunday morning here, so you have to bear with me. So this next one here, this is kind of interesting. It's got a sales rank of 25,100. The Keepa graph is a little funky. It's not really showing those spikes the way that you would expect something that sells so well. And also, you can see that these spikes go right up to 250,000 and then back down. I'm not 100% convinced that this sales rank is going to be super accurate for us to work with. And Amazon is sort of staying in stock for quite a period, and then when it does shoot up, I'm not really seeing that anybody's necessarily buying it at these inflated prices. So that's another one that I'd possibly move on from. This Star Wars one, I did analyze it earlier. It actually looks great. Unfortunately, it's restricted. So unless you can get around that restriction, I would skip over that. But let's assume it doesn't have a restriction, and I'll just show you why it's so good. It pops in there for, Amazon carries it at like $7.99. It sells for $18, and when it's at $18, it is selling all day, every day. But yeah, it is restricted. So now this next one here, Amazon's been out of stock for a while. Now it's normally in stock at $10.99, but actually we've only got 14 days worth of information here, so it's pretty hard to know what to go on. So it's sort of selling for $19.95. Again, I'd probably skip that one. And you might be saying, wow, he's not finding very many. But the thing is, you've only got to find a couple per scan to build up that Keepa graph, the tracking sort of arsenal of products that they keep on binging off for you. And you don't really want to fill it with stuff that's not quite right. So let's have a look at this one here. Sometimes I just go straight to the Keepa page. This is kind of interesting. I don't mind it. When Amazon's in stock, it's $11.99. The number of people selling it at the moment is reached 8. It's nothing too scary. It does pop out of stock quite a lot. Where's that sales rank gone? There we are. And when it is out of stock, it is selling several times a week, even at some of these higher rates here. I would say that, see, we've got a sale here at the $49 mark, and when it's in stock, it's $11.99. Personally, I would track this one. It looks like Amazon's not in stock for very long when it is in stock. It's out of stock again now. It's got up to $26.50. There are some methods of finding out, just how many products of each the people have that are in stock, but we'll do a quick look here just to see that the $26.50 seller at the moment is not an FBA seller. So he's an MF seller, and we're looking at about $31.27 is the more accurate price, and you're comparing that to an $11.99 purchase when Amazon's in stock. I would definitely look at grabbing some of those or tracking that for the next time it's going to be in stock. And now we've got a little bit of an excitement happening. I'm going to pop into the next product here, and I see this is a cool one too. So this one's out of stock quite a lot. The trends aren't saying that a lot of people are aware of this or continuing to track it, because when it's going in stock, this new offer count's not skyrocketing. That's my little one calling me from the next room. So $11.99 when it's in stock, and if anything, it seems to be trending upwards. Currently at about the $32 mark, and I'm going to just see on Amazon if that's inclusive of shipping or not. So no, so 32 plus shipping. So you could MF that, you could FBA that for over $37, probably around $38.50, and still win that buy box. Actually, you've got a $37 guy there, so around about there. That's another one I'd track. So this next one here, I mean, we've got a few items already here, and this is from one scan last night. Now, if that came into stock and you bought them out, now sometimes when Amazon releases these, they only have you can only buy 2 or something like that. So sometimes you need some other stuff in the shopping cart ready to go to avoid shipping costs. But you will get a rhythm going and some good habits going to avoid that sort of situation. This one here, it's $9.29 when it's in stock. It's $20 when it's not in stock. Amazon is in stock now. Looks like when they're in stock for quite a while. I might keep it on the radar, but it's certainly not one that I'm going to worry about this minute. This one here, I can see it's gone off because the average over this period is actually quite high, but the price it's selling for now isn't much higher than Amazon's price normally. So I can sort of see from that I would avoid it. This next one's kind of interesting to me. I can see it's $12.99 when Amazon's in stock. They are out of stock right now, and we're looking at about $25. It's selling all day, every day at that. I'm going to see if that's an accurate $23.42, or whether or not we've got some room to move. So it is an accurate $23.42. It's free shipping there. And yes, I would avoid this because that new offer count is climbing and climbing and climbing. So possibly somewhere like a Walmart had that for a really cheap price, and people have got onto that. It might have been released in a list. This new offer count's kind of new thing for Amazon, for Keepa, and it's super useful. These trend lines, if they are going up like this in such a short space of time, you're soon going to have enough competition to drive these prices down. So that might be a contributing factor in whether to leave a product alone. In this case, it is for me. This next one looks super interesting. What are we playing with here? So I look at 31 days, and I can see that this. I mean, the graph looks nice, but it's really only $10 versus $20. But I'm going to check that out in Keepa. So when Amazon's in stock, and it's in stock actually quite a bit, but so it's $10, $10, $10, and when it's out of stock, we're looking at 20, 20, 20, and the new offer count is sitting at around about a stable 25. It's going to come down to whether or not we've got many FBA guys on this. So I'm going to have a look at that. We might have to include a little bit of this as automated into the page. How many FBA guys, what the FBA price is, and I think we will look at doing that soon. So these are all FBA guys at $19.99. So when we take those margins into account with the shipping and whatnot, I'm not sure there's going to be a lot of room in it. It is double the price though. I mean, $9.99 versus $19.99. It's possibly worth a few. Maybe one to track. What's up, Bubby? Okay, we're good. Okay, so I'm going to continue to the end of the list here. We've only got a few more. So, this one here. So this is sort of interesting. It's selling when it's $50. It's a Star Wars Edge of the Empire role-playing game Masters kit. All right. I won't dig into that too much because it's Star Wars. It may well be restricted. I'm gonna check that in my other window. I've got two monitors here. The fact that they're in stock now, though, and we don't know how long that they stay in stock for. Historically, a long time. They might just have a little pocket of products there now. There is some plugins which can help you find out how many they've got in stock. We might have a look at the old school way. I'm just going to try adding a product here. I'll grab this really old school ASIN. Okay, it's not saying it's restricted, so I guess it's a Fantasy Flight publication product, not an official Star Wars product. Currently there for $19.99. Amazon has stock. I'm going to add that to cart. Proceed to checkout. Oh, whoops. Go cart. Change that to 909. The seller has 412 of these available. It could be some time before they run out. How often are they selling them? What is the rank, for example? We'll check the rank here. The rank is 19,000. I mean, they're going to carve through them, but it's going to take a little bit of time. And what's to say when they run out that the prices pop straight back up or they don't get more in stock? I think that line's going to stay orange a little longer than we would like. This Octonauts toy, I'm surprised it made it past the filters actually, because the average sale price there should be lower than 14. So maybe I've got to check that filter. It looks to me like that average sale price is around about that $9 mark. So I'm going to double check that. This next one, a Transformer that is selling for $32.99, and when it is in stock, it's $16.99. The new offer count is going up really fast though, so this might be some just in the last week actually, in the last couple of days actually. So that may have been listed somewhere as a flip, as an online arbitrage flip. So I would expect that that race to the bottom to start on that soon. $16.99, selling for $33.90, in stock occasionally. New offer count staying about the same. I'm liking a lot about this graph. I'm going to go ahead and say that is one to track. I'm going to also check whether that $33.90, there we go, $36.89 holds the buy box, so there is some room to move in it. So that's one to track right there. Transformers are good for Keepa flips. We get a lot of Transformers. $18.99 to $34.99, in and out of stock. Fairly stable new offer count, another one. Now these last two actually fit the bill because the average was $19.99. They're selling for $99, but you know, the chances of that going back into stock is pretty low. Perhaps you could, but there's not really much of a sales history. Certainly at these higher prices, we did have one at $99. Someone was super keen for a 6-inch Rogue. There's another one down here, exactly the same kind of statistics, where it was released for $19.99 and quickly went out of stock. Somebody started relisting it at $99, but there's no sales evidence that they're ever going to sell one at that price. And the sales rank's just increasing by the day. So that is one page. There's several there to track, and hopefully this gives you an idea of what to do. It looks like I've got one bug fix to solve, and aside from that, you should hopefully have got some information out of that you can use. Cheers.